there was an announcement of a lot of casualties and a big memorial service, the Chinese nationalism, which is on the rise, would be even worse. And that would be very hard and as you guys are experiencing, as India's experience, people become inflamed by their emotions and they don't see the larger picture. What you have here are soldiers who engaged in a kind of masculine show of bravado, and unfortunately, regardless of whose fault it was, people died. And that's the real tragedy. Now the question is, how do you prevent that? These 20 lives, very precious. But right now, India is experiencing well and almost 15,000 deaths. This is something that is a greater threat to India on a daily basis than this. It has to be about economic recovery. So at this point, yes, it is important that cooler heads prevail.
But the fact is that when Chinese citizens questioned their government's silence around the deaths in Wuhan, the Chinese government came down really hard on them, and many of them were reported to have disappeared. In fact, those who questioned Xi Jinping disappeared, so much so that they were never heard from again. And that also is the reality. So you're making it seem as if on Weibo, when these questions are asked, the Chinese government is very tolerant of those questions. The reality is, when questions were asked in the past, there was very, very strict action taken, and we never know what happened to those, and we can only imagine the worst.
Well, I don't know who you're referring to. There was one big case involving an ophthalmologist who made a passing observation to some private friends of his that he saw something that looked like SARS. That was considered rumor mongering by the local Chinese government. They did caution him. They brought him. He was not put in jail. All right. But subsequently, he was exonerated by the national government, who said what he had done was okay. But he was not a whistleblower. He had simply spread something outside his area of expertise, and they considered it rumor mongering. It's kind of like you can't, you have freedom of speech, but you can't run into a packed movie theater and yell fire. So this was the kind of situation that they were dealing with. I don't know about what other people you say who have disappeared. Do you have more facts, names, dates?
I wish there were more facts available even to the Chinese people, and dates as well, but that really is the unfortunate reality of how China functions. You're saying that